Hello everybody and welcome to a video. Today we're going to go over how to automate crops using the crop sticks from AgriCraft. It's a really powerful mod and these crop sticks are really strong, so I wanted to come up with a way that would automate them, and I have. So we're going to go over how to do it and make our own. Everything you'll need you can see in the survival inventory here. It's actually not too much stuff. Most of this is pretty cheap, and we'll get right into it. The first thing that we're going to need is we're going to set up our water spigot and things of that nature. So I'll go through everything that we need as we use it. So let's knock this out. We're going to build a 7x7 crop field, and so I'm just going to count 4 over, and then I'm just going to dig 3 in a row like this, because we're going to build this water spigot first, and I'll go over each piece as we end up using it. So I'm going to dig 2 down, so it's a 3x2 hole down. The first thing I'm going to do is place this aqueous accumulator, and that's from Thermal Expansion. And what this is going to do is it's going to pump water up to a wooden barrel. So the fluid duct is from Thermal Dynamics, and the wooden water tank is from AgriCraft. It's just 2 up and then a barrel, and then we're going to do 4 wooden irrigation channels out. This one's also from AgriCraft, and then a sprinkler, also from AgriCraft. And we're going to mirror the same thing on the other side. So 4 out, 1 down with the sprinkler. And then the way we get this to do water is to put water on either side, and this aqueous accumulator works when there's running water next to it, so that's why we have like a 3x2 thing that has to go underneath and be running. And as soon as we do that, you'll notice that these sprinklers turn on and start moving, and they can cover a 7x7 square, hence why we're making a 7x7 farm. One thing we're going to do really quick is we're just going to knock out the square directly beneath the sprinkler and turn that into a water pit, and that's just to make sure that the soil stays as farmland. Then we're going to take out the hoe and just give ourselves a 7x7 block. So I'll come back when I have both sides done. So now that I have both sides tilled out, we have this basic format set up. What we're going to do is we're going to put our crop sticks, just the single crop stick, not the 2-1, from AgriCraft, and then I'm actually going to place 4 worms from Actually Add-ons, just sort of in a plus sign around each of the water bits. So they'll help make sure that the land is tilled. So I'll come back once I have this all the way done on both sides. Okay, so now we have the basic shape put out, and I'm going to use some mystical agricultural seeds just to make the plants in the area. The reason I like these crop sticks so much is that the seeds will spread over time. So as the plants get close to mature, they spread to the crop sticks around it, which is super great. But we need a way to make sure that that is automated. So I'm going to just plant a few of these plants here while we set up the other thing, and they will hopefully all be grown by the time we're ready to automate. Alright, I don't have to get every single one. So the next thing we're going to do is the automation. This is assuming you have some type of power. You need power to automate this. Usually the easiest way is to grab some solar panels. I use the ones from Mechanism and Ender 10 item transfer and power. So all this will be working on RF, but there are certainly item and energy converters that you can use. The first things that we're going to use are plant gatherers from Industrial Foregoing, and an add-on for it. It's called a range add-on, range +3. That's going to allow it to use a spot of 7x7. So these are placed facing away from you, so if I place it this way, you'll see that the front is directly opposite me. So right in the middle, I'm just going to place it on the side, and I'm going to do that for both sides. And we'll mirror this on both sides. In each one, I'm going to put a range add-on. You just click and drag it up here into the top right. And if I hit show working area, you'll see that it covers the exact 7x7 area. So again, that's a range add-on. And you'll see that there's a bunch of them. We want the +3 one for 7x7, solely because that is what allows the sprinklers to work. I'll take this moment to mention that sprinklers create a lot of particles, so if you're getting any lag with this, just decrease particle effects. The next thing that we're going to do is set up our items and power. So the plant gatherer has 2 offputs. It creates sludge, which can be turned into dirt blocks, but it's really slow. So for the most part, I prefer to just throw it away. And it creates the items that it harvests from the mystical agriculture crops. So essences, things like that. So we have to find a way to put that into a computer system, and we'll be using item conduits from Ender.io. And I'm just going to use a diamond chest to emulate a computer system or whatever storage system you have in your mod pack. For energy, we're also going to be using Ender.io. Energy conduits, there's 3 or 4 tiers of this. I'm just using the second tier. It doesn't really matter for these. These are very low power, so it's all good. And then for getting rid of the fluid, there's a trash can fluid from Extra Utilities too. Doesn't really matter how you get rid of the fluid. There's a number of different ways to get rid of fluid in Minecraft. Just grab one of them, and we're going to pipe that through with a pressurized fluid conduit from Ender.io as well. So all of the power and transfer stuff is from Ender.io, and then the chest I'm just using to simulate your storage system, and then the trash can is from Extra Utilities too, but that is certainly flexible. There's no strict necessary way to get rid of the sludge. So for the trash, I'm just putting a pressurized fluid conduit on the side, and then I am just going to make sure that it's always running and it's always extracting from the plant gatherer. It's going to be taking this fluid that's the sludge out and throwing it away. So I want to insert that into the trash can always, so that's going to run and just throw it away without us having to do anything. As far as power goes, we want to insert power, and we want that always active. And we can just run this over to our existing power grid, just like that, and we'll see that now that it has stored RF energy, it's starting to collect coal essence, and that coal essence you can turn into coal. We still have no way to handle the items, so I'm just going to put a diamond chest here in the center. You would pump this away to whatever your computer system is, and we're going to take an item conduit from it, and we're going to make sure that we are inserting into this computer system. It's always active and we're never taking out, and we're just going to pull this out right along the line and connect that in and make sure that we are extracting and it's always active. So now anytime something comes through here, as you can see, it's going down, it's coming through this item conduit and going into our storage system. We're just going to mirror the exact same thing on this side. We're always extracting here. We're always inserting here. And when we connect to this power over here, this one will start collecting as well. You can see this is the fluid buildup, the sludge. It's pretty slow, and you don't really get too much from it. So we're just going to throw it away. There you have it, a completely automated system. I can get rid of this working area. A completely automated system that's going to extract plants from mystical agriculture, dump them into your storage, and then they stay replanted because of the crop sticks and AgriCraft. It's a really, really powerful way to use these two mods in conjunction with each other, and it's pretty much auto farming resources. So if you get to the point where you can set this up, I would definitely recommend it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let us know down below. You can join our Discord. We have a Discord. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. It really does help, and hopefully we'll see you next week.